So into the charts we go, and what we see is Bitcoin having a flattish to slightly higher day. Yesterday was a flat to slightly lower day, so we're basically just reversing. This is the second day in a row where we've basically done no price action overall, no major moves, and we continue to be underneath or right around that 28,500 resistance level. So what we know is that this is resistance, right? Here are your lines on the chart. I have this as first resistance, 28.5. This is second resistance, which is just over 30,000. This continues to be the major level. Like if you had to pick out one level on Bitcoin, this is the level. And again, the reason I say that and not any level prior is because this one is the most significant based on the last multiple years. And again, basically you could see going back to January of 2021, this was the break above and the retrace to right there. Then we had that big run to 65,000. We pulled back and we hammered on this same level 1, 2, 3, 4 times before then making the next bull move to 69,000, at which point we pulled back, we came down, and we consolidated right in that same zone before breaking lower. So you can see how the chart is directing us here. And I'm big on that, folks. You guys know me. I'm big on the charts telling me, not me telling the charts. And in this case, the chart is telling me very clearly that that is the level. All right. And again, what I've said to you guys before is very, very true. Number one, I did take a short here, right? So again, small position short, starter. I call it a starter position. It's my first entry. Second entry will be around that 30,000 marker or so if we get up to that level. But again, this area right in here continues to be the level to watch. That is epic resistance. It also means that if we get above that level and we stay above, we hold above. Again, in general, I need to see multiple days, maybe 5, 6, 7 trading days above. Then you have to start talking about a recapture of that line, telling us that the lows could be in for the bear market cycle. Now, again, just because I'm saying that doesn't mean all of a sudden we should get excited that the lows are in on Bitcoin. Remember, we're still underneath the epic level. We haven't even really gone into this range here, let alone the higher end, and let alone stay above that level for significant time. So as of now, anyways, this tells me that the resistance is still holding. You have to have a negative view right now versus a positive view. Now that's going to go counter to what you're reading on Twitter in the social media context. Your buddies are probably saying to you, but that usually means you're going to be right when you're going counter to all of that. In fact, believe it or not, I've seen posts on Twitter about how so many people saying that within something like 90 days, Bitcoin will be at $1 million. Very, very reminiscent, by the way, of back in 2021 when we were at 69,000. There were multiple people saying we would be at 100,000 by the end of November. Obviously, that didn't happen. This is a much more lunatic call, frankly, to think that it would go within 90 days to $1 million. But again, the same kind of FOMO, the same kind of pumpage that was on back then is coming out of the woodwork. And that, to me, alone is a signal that the bear market is probably not over. Again, I've said this before and I'll say it again. I don't think I remember, and I've never experienced, and I've traded in crypto, in stocks, commodities, currencies. I haven't seen a bear market where we've come out of a bear market with people so bullish. And again, does it mean that this can't be the first situation? No, I mean, there's always a first. But again, probabilities are the trade. That's the policy that I go by. And again, it makes it very, very unlikely. Now, today there is some price action in crypto. Take a look at Ripple here. So Ripple is surging to the upside. Look at that move on Ripple. Again, there's no judge's decision that I have seen, but I have seen some rumors and some news about some positive things towards the judge's decision, and that again is causing a move to the upside. And you can see again trading inside of this consolidation pattern and then finally breaking out. Like I've said to you guys before, there's no way I'm going to get long or short Ripple because again, I don't like being in trades where it's the whim of one person's decision that's going to dictate how my performance is in that particular asset. So again, I don't like to dabble with that. To me, that's more a gamble. But again, in this case, the gambling on the long side of Ripple is paying off today with a beautiful pop of around 22%. Let's take a look at Ethereum. And Ethereum, I do have a short on. Ethereum, again, trying to push up today, got as high as around $1,840 before backing off to $1,797 here. And again, it continues to be right up into that upper range. And again, this is just general light volume support right down here. But this is the line to watch here. Now, if we can push above that, then you could be on pace for getting up towards this high here, which is right around 2,000. Again, that would be your next key level of resistance. Okay? All right, we'll look at a couple other ones out there. Let's keep an eye on some of the alts just in case they start to go. Here's your Solana chart. Solana, nope, not going yet. Basically just neutral to upside bias, minor upside here. Again, barely moving on the day. And again, we still see the alts underperforming tremendously what Ethereum and Bitcoin have accomplished recently. Okay, taking a look at Avalanche out there. We'll go to Matic next. Avalanche, a little bit of an uptick after a down day yesterday. Again, nothing to write home about there. Matic, same kind of deal. Nice down day yesterday, a little bit of an uptick today. And again, just look at the differences in charts. Here you have this big move up with a small bounce. And if we go to Bitcoin, you had essentially a pullback here and then a mega-sized bounce to new highs. And it just shows you the difference in chart between these alts, which had these moves down, and then a small bounce versus Bitcoin's move down, which then had that epic bounce. And again, we know that exactly what that means, right? I mean, it basically tells us that money flow is moving into the best of breed due to that banking crisis. And again, we are seeing the banks rally today a little bit, but we're not seeing money flow out of crypto. It's just not popping crypto. Now, by the way, stock market is having a big rally today. The S&P's up 1.2%. The NASDAQ 100 is also having a big day. I can bring up the QQQ. Qs are up 1.3% on the day, making a short-term high above this high, although we still haven't taken out this high over here. Now, don't forget the Fed decision is tomorrow. So again, don't forget that the Federal Reserve decision is tomorrow. And again, the expectation from me is a 25 basis point rate hike. Now you might say, well, why are they going to hike at all if we have this banking crisis going on? I actually view it as more of a stability thing where if they don't hike at all, I think the markets actually would panic. Because again, we do see inflation is still slightly elevated, right? And so it does dictate that they should hike a little bit to control that. If they didn't hike at all, I think it sends the wrong message to the market and probably creates a panic, meaning that, oh my goodness, the Fed must think things are really bad if they're not hiking at all. And again, to me, that could be something very detrimental to the overall market. Now, what I do expect is a 25 hike, and then they say they're going to take a pause to reevaluate. I think that would be the best case scenario for the market, where the market kind of knows that there's a pause in rates now, but at the same time, they still kind of show the stability of the Fed by hiking just a little bit tomorrow. This is Polkadot's chart. Polkadot, little uptick, pullback yesterday, and then an uptick today. Again, pretty minor action there. I'm just not seeing a whole lot. BNB today, flattish to positive there. Not much going on either in that case. All right, I don't think I have much else for you guys at this point in time, so I think I'll let you guys go. But nonetheless, Fed decision tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, then the press conference at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's going to be major market moving action. One last thing I want to show you guys, the dollar chart. To the dollar, this is what has me thinking the dollar could rally tomorrow potentially, is the dollar is into support per today. So again, we had this beautiful pullback on the dollar. Look at this area right here. There is support there. So again, maybe the dollar gets a bounce tomorrow, which actually could signal a little bit of a sell in the overall equity markets, maybe in the crypto markets as well. All right, enough said there. You guys have a good rest of your day. I'll keep you guys posted if anything happens. Right now, quiet in crypto land. Fed tomorrow. Take care.